Hi everyone, my name is Vyse, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. So, we're in Hope's Peak Academy. Oh, hello.
I knew you could do it.
Did not know there were going to be more Monokuma dolls in here, but apparently we got another investigation to do. And 5th floor? That's not how it should be. Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. This Monokuma's doing too? He's trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. I'm not gonna fall for this trap. There's no way this will make me back down. I'm hoping I can go down the hallway where all the dorms were and see how that is. But hello, Sonia. This hallway. There's a strange feeling to it, no? Oh, it's more than a feeling. As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? No. No, it's not just you. Hold on. Dang it! Why? Okay, apparently got an achievement walking the walk. Because it's for how many steps I've taken. That's closed. Okay, I can go into the dojo. Akane's probably gonna be in here. Nope, just me apparently. Is this a dojo? It's full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. What's this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons, History of Hope's Peak Academy by Monokuma. Why is the manga such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history first, class. Reading manga is the third best way to learn about history. What's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. Alright then. Just as I thought, Monokuma made this. It totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue to getting out of here no matter what it is. Picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy's history as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy is a government-funded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope's Peak Academy teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope's Peak Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hope's Peak Academy has been suffering from a decline in funding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with the research of talent, so they decided to implement a new system, the Reserve Department. Unlike the main department, who scouts for students, the Reserve Department utilizes a general entrance exam. Normal faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Reserve Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Reserve Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hope's Peak Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hope's Peak Academy is now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hope's Peak Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hope's Peak Academy's earnest wish, a true genius to become mankind's hope. He suddenly thought everything was going well, and an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Hope's Peak Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Those names are so melodramatic, there's no way these incidents really happened, right? Oh yes there is! This manga only mentions the name, so I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. Excuse me, the Reserve Department. That department was only built to collect money. I was one of those Reserve Corps students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again. Oh, I think that's weird. It's you, of course. Huh?
Hey, hey!
Why did you forget that you're part of the reserve department? Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. But what do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you're one of those reserve corps students.
I got it!
Or you willingly seal those memories yourself. Huh? You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often. Not that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well expected of a reserve corps student. Damn it, what the heck? Reserve department has been added. Wait a minute. If I'm getting bullets, is there about to be another trial? That target seems pretty far away. If the production team had more time, there could have been a mini-game here. Wait, what am I saying? That would have been awesome. There's a straw post. I guess that means it was used for training. I wonder if I'll find any tape. Bunch of wooden lockers here. Using a traditional looking wood block key sticking out of it. I guess we're just to show. There's nothing in particular that looks like a clue. I was wondering if there's going to be any remnants from the past trials. It's an armor and a helmet. Did the map developers design this to reflect the Japanese dojo? Cherry trees in full bloom. Maybe it tastes nice to see a blooming cherry tree inside a dojo, but this situation just looks bizarre. Well, I think that's everything here. So, what else can I actually look at? Was it just the dojo? Ooh. Oh, I can't go downstairs. It's another manga. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morons, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Huh. Wasn't the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in another manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was a trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from this and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the event known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated, stylized drawings depicting characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Izuru Kamakura. Did we hear that name in the last game? That sounds vaguely familiar. Izuru was a genius and was a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all the resources to develop him. Supposedly, Izuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talent for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Izuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Izuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students of the Academy were completely unaware of Izuru's existence. But Izuru, who is known as a symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Student Council, among the Academy's best and brightest, were brutally murdered by Izuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Izuru's superior talent and conceal the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. The student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of Reserve Corps students who had long been dissatisfied with how they'd been treated. And the uprising began. And that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually that incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. We're excited. Danganronpa /0. Is that an actual thing? I'll need to look that up. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. What irony! For a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident? A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy juice at the bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope. Nagato mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagato said was the true meaning of hope. but for Izuru, Hope's implement talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. This should give me one of those talents. I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here it said the reserve corps students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, it's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Well, you might have then. Tragedy of Hope's Peak has been added. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? Excuse me, what kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Izuru? I'm thinking Junko. Certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? This incident's really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Seems to be just about everything. So I'm guessing certain parts of the building will open as I progress. Like, so I have those two mangas, and now another room should be open that has the other manga. Aha. Okay, this is closed before. Aha, I see you, Monokuma. What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already.
I've been found.
Okay. Like, am I actually gonna have free time and stuff in here too? I doubt it if I'm investigating now. I've seen some movies before. It's a refrigerator for preserving dead bodies. At least that's what it looks like, but that's not possible, right? Keeping dead bodies in a high school bio lab isn't something you should joke about. This feels so forced. This idea should have been cancelled in development or something. What am I thinking? There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the page of the manga and hoped that I was right. I was not. What is with her mouth like that right there? A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesque because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with this sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy is simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate to dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading around and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was indistinguishable from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and the wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them. And soon, the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear. As if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with deaths to the point where people just watched them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coups d'etats began occurring around the world. A war raged in the name of despair. War fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students progress to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy, a group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talent for the sake of mankind's hope, they use it for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society use their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programmers wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this, they created a tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing my chest, my body felt ice cold. And it wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. This is definitely all made up. I mean, if this is really true, what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough, what is this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event to destroy the world, but for you not to remember that, such despair. Not to Future Foundation's fault, though. Thanks to them for stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible. How many times do I have to tell you all the clues here are real? Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. I see, so that's how it is. That's what I said at the beginning. Well, as a headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know? On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate. On the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. And so I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jabberwock Island or stay here. Just trying to make us feel despair toward the outside world, so I want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope. Just like now. Perhaps. No, that's definitely it. Alright, the tragedy has been added. Whether or not this incident really happened, one of the world's ultimate despair group, who devoted to a certain student who guided Hope Peak Academy to its destruction. Are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hope Peak Academy? Plus, our organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. But if they're known as ultimate despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they're actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they're called ultimates. None of the killings are involved and connected to them as well. It's no use, I'm gonna freeze to death. I'm at my limit, I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Okay. Excuse me. Phew, that was close, I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? It feels like I should go downstairs now. Feels like, nope. Haven't been in 5B yet. I really hope I can actually see the rest of the school, but I doubt they'll let me. No, I should go. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see him.
Jeez.
I went inside the room. The bastard bear was suddenly here. Keeps glancing at me. I wonder why. It's gonna be crappy either way.
Right.
So I'll let you handle this. No, I'm gonna deal with that idiot. I don't want to do that either. But I guess I will. Why, hello, Hajime. Hope you're doing pleasantly well. Are you pleasingly well? Excuse me. You're pleasingly well, right? What are you doing here?
No.
Well, there's another thing I need to tell you on this floor. I got bored of drawing manga. Can you forgive me for telling you by word of mouth? Should have done it from the beginning. I didn't want to read your manga in the first place. A high school student doesn't like manga as like a sumo wrestler who doesn't like eating hot pots. I'm getting really fed up with your babbling. Hurry up, what did you need to tell me? It's about that key piece of information you've been waiting so long for. Surprise. It's about ultimate despair. Huh? Even though the term ultimate despair refers to a group these days, it was originally the title for a high school girl who was the most powerful, evil, and feared person alive. A high school girl?
Yes, indeed.
Lady Junko Enoshima.
Hey,
As a former ultimate despair, she created a despair brimming with charm and humor, and created the ultimate despairs. There's one really horrible person in that group. Hold on a sec. I don't know what the ultimate despairs are, but it's not that easy to form an organization. There's no way people would join some screwed up organization created by a high school girl. Humans who are obsessed with their philosophy have an uncanny power to attract others. They're traits shared excuse me, by many famous leaders throughout history, right? There's nothing strange about it. That holds true for Lady Junko. With her charismatic abilities to attract people, she even influenced those in the highest echelons of power. I probably didn't pronounce that word right. Her connections were the main reason that incident became the tragedy in the first place. So she even recruited people who would have been in a position to neutralize the threat? And what was their purpose? What? Like I said, why did they cause that incident? It doesn't even make sense. They had a purpose, right? There's no way they'd do what they did without any purpose.
Hey,
It was Junko Enoshima's despair. Huh? For Junko Enoshima, despair isn't about purpose, a set of principles, way of life, or an instinct. Despair is what defines Junko Enoshima as Junko Enoshima. What are you saying? I'm a stuffed plushie. Hajime is a human. It's exactly like that. Junko Enoshima. I am sorry. I don't know why I keep yawning. Junko Enoshima is full of so much despair that she's truly hopeless. Living, dying, eating, loving. For her, everything is despair. What the hell? With her overwhelming force of personality, Junko recruited the ultimate despairs one by one. She controlled their despair by taking advantage of their love, hate, grudges, anything really. Junko's despair is far more dreadful than any other. That idea had been slammed right into their minds. Until the ultimate despairs who had been recruited became nothing more than Junko's limbs. All despair, whether it was their own or anyone else's, was dedicated to Junko Enoshima, like believers making offerings to their god, like a mother providing food to her children. They dedicated all despair so they could escape from despair, all in Junko Enoshima's name. For example, they killed their families and friends, even destroyed their bodies through relentless mutilation. And to hopelessly top it off, they completely believed it was something they had to do. There's no way something that crazy is possible. Do you know about the final days of the Reserve Corps students during the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy? Final days.
in other words,
Junko has the power to change people's values. This is also true of famous people throughout history. Hey, what do you mean? What do you mean final days? What happened to the Reserve Department?
of course.
They fulfilled their role as disposable limbs. They believed in what they needed to do. And so the 2,357 students of the Reserve Department all committed mass suicide. Mass suicide?
What'd you say?
All 2,350 students? Oops, it wasn't all of them. One person was excluded. One person was excluded, huh? Is that me? Obviously. I don't believe it. There's no way I can believe this. Ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. It doesn't scare me at all. I mean,
Bastard!
Junko Enoshima is already dead. Huh? Ultimate despair has been added. Oh, that creepy face. Reserve Department has been updated. How do you know she's dead? You should know that. Hey Fuhiko, is it true you said Junko Enoshima is really dead? What, you didn't see? There's a book called Manga for Morons, Killing School Life in that bloody classroom. A bloody classroom? No, wait. What was that you said about the Killing School Life? Like the killings we were involved in, their killings. That happened at Hope's Peak Academy. As I recall, the mastermind took her own life because the remaining students worked together to defeat her.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. Killing School Life ended up failing in the end. As a result, the 6 students who survived managed to escape from the academy.
Hey,
For a manga about Killing School Life, it was drawn with a lot of silly images and dumb gags. According to that, the mastermind behind the failed Killing School Life was Junko Enoshima. The mastermind took her own life, which means Junko Enoshima is dead.
like,
It turns out that Killing School Life was part of the whole biggest, most awful whatever incident. Junko took away the memories of former students of Hope's Peak Academy and forced them to kill each other. Former students of Hope's Peak Academy, and she took away their memories. That's just like us. Apparently the whole thing is being filmed by surveillance cameras and broadcast worldwide. There's a limit to being a cruel butthole. The surveillance cameras are broadcasting the whole thing. The students of Hope's Peak Academy are widely known as symbols of hope. By forcing people to watch these symbols of hope kill each other for the sake of survival, they're trying to fill everyone who watched the broadcast with despair all at once. That's messed up. That messed up plan was stopped. Junko Enoshima failed. Junko lost to the student she placed in her trap after being overcome by the despair she created. She took her own life. Then Junko is no more. No matter how horrible she was, there's no reason to fear someone who's dead. Whether the Monokuma story is true or not, it doesn't matter. Junko Enoshima isn't alive anymore. Then, who is our enemy? If Junko Enoshima is already dead, are the rest of the ultimate despairs behind this? Are the followers of Junko carrying out her will? That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, the killings you're involved in resemble that Killing School Life. I don't know who the hell is imitating Junko and making us go through this, but an imitation is just that, an imitation.
shit.
And the students in Hope's Peak Academy stop the real deal. There's no way we'll lose to some fake. But this is really an imitation. Are those surveillance cameras the same too? Cameras all over Jabberwock Island. Are they broadcasting this somewhere just like the surveillance cameras during the Killing School Life? Killing School Life has been added. Ultimate Despair has been updated. Man, Hajime, you totally know about that story, huh? What, do you have a problem with that? Well, I really wanted you to read the manga version, so I took the time to draw it.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, well, I'll just raise the flag. Flag? What do you mean raise the flag? What's gonna happen if you do that? One step at a time, you're getting closer to clearing my character route. You're not making sense again. No, then I'll give you guys my all. I'll tell you everything I know, including information on the outside and the inside. I'll raise them flags like crazy.
Hey,
Killing School Life is about how former students hope to have the members taken when they're forced to kill each other. Okay, blah blah, it's the same thing. Okay. Does you have anything else to say? I'm surprised. You want to hear about the Ultimate Despairs again? No, I don't really need you to. Okay. It's just a repeat. Get it. Alright, let's get out of here. What the? Huh? They changed to a different hallway again. It's just sudden. What's going on to make things like this happen? No, I've already said I'm not going to be surprised. That's right, there's no time to be surprised by something like this. Okay, so this is the 4th floor. Yeah, definitely the 4th floor. Akane switching her nose like a beast and examining her surroundings. Hey, what happened?
Based on my gut feeling.
Well, I know it's just my gut, but I feel like someone's getting closer. Oh, what do you mean, who?
So,
I don't know, it's just my gut after all.
Just my gut.
Still, her gut's pretty impressive. For some reason, it's strangely intuitive. And Monokuma did say something about the main cast coming. Surprising, but her gut must be correct again this time. Yeah, stop blocking my viewpoint. Music room, it's open. Yeah, we have to be in a Matrix or something. This looks like the music room. I feel like I can see something strange. Looks like some sort of monument. Why would there be a monument in a music room? Not just that, the mark engraved into the monument is a symbol of the Future Foundation. Below that symbol is a short passage engraved. To combat the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy were among the many who established the Future Foundation. I freaking knew it! I freaking knew it. Huh? The Future Foundation was established by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy? Aren't they known as World Ender? This is completely different. Monokuma, he completely made it up. Future Foundation's origin's been added. Freaking knew it. What is this? Words are floating in the air. It's like a hologram, right? Floating letters are forming a sentence. Looks like a passage from an email. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have obtained information. A person who claims to be a survivor of Hope's Peak Academy. Upon further investigation, there are a total of 15 survivors. You may be wondering about the number of people this time. The survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, it's possible they may be targeted by Ultimate Despair. We believe we should acquire them and place them in our care as soon as possible, though I don't believe the group can go that far without Junko and Ashima rallying them. In a worst-case scenario, we must prevent a repeat of the Killing School Life. Also, if they are survivors of Hope's Peak Academy, we should expect them to be quite valuable to us. However, we're still investigating the details of their origins and we haven't located them either. We will continue investigating this matter. Also, regarding a separate matter, we have received a report from the research facility on Jabberwock Island. Preparations have been completed. It seems we can proceed with the experimental phase of the Neo World program. Survivors of Hope's Peak Academy? 15 students? Is that about us? Excluding Shiaki, who was part of the Future Foundation, there were definitely 15 of us, but what does survivors mean? It's like they're talking from some other world. What happened outside Jabberwock Island? If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is really true, then the world isn't normal anymore. Maybe. Starting to feel like I might be better off not remembering the memories we've lost. The Academy survivors have been added. Yes, all the clues in this room. It's finally confirmed. The Future Foundation is on our side at least. They were founded by the graduates of Hope's Peak Academy and they took us in to protect us. But if that's true, Chiaki should have made that clear to us. No, as long as Monokuma was around, she probably couldn't say anything carelessly. Monokuma. He's a future Foundation's enemy, then his true identity must be the ultimate despair is to cause the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The ones who are carrying out the will of Junko and Oshima are making us go through this. Also, this got my attention in the email too. What is this research facility on Jabberwock Island mentioned in the email? What's that about? The only future Foundation facility we found is that ancient ruin. There's no way that's a research facility. If there really is a research facility on this island, there should be other future Foundation members here. Somehow there's still so many mysteries. Well, that's it for here. I have a feeling this is going to be a long episode if I'm going to go through all of the floors. Okay, let's see. Ooh. I better get to going there. This feels different from a classroom. It's probably the office, right? I mean, the room has that the room kind of has that stuffy teacher vibe to it. The office, huh? Now that you mention it, it does look like that. More importantly, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. How much longer is this guy gonna be obsessed with Sonia? Give it up already. Hey, have you seen Miss Sonia? I don't see her anywhere. I'm really worried. If something happens to me when Miss Sonia isn't looking. This guy is so useless sometimes. Holy crap. Something written on the blackboard. What's written here? That's a picture of Hiyoko. And it's all our names. List of subjects is written on the blackboard in large letters. Just below that are names I've seen before. This newspaper posted on the blackboard. Below that, Hiyoko Saionji is written there. What is this newspaper? What is this? It says Miss Hiyoko Saionji. This can't be the same Hiyoko, right? I mean, the Hiyoko we knew. She was much smaller, looking more childlike, but it's pretty much her defining feature. The photo in this newspaper. In a way, I can see the resemblance to Hiyoko, but her height and figure. It's far too different from the Hiyoko we knew. What does this mean? This lady looks pretty mature. Is she Hiyoko's older sister or something? No, it says Hiyoko Saionji here. Oh, then Hiyoko has an older sister with the same first and last name. An older sister with the same first and last name. That's the only explanation, right? I mean, look at it for yourself. That's not Hiyoko. Would you ever hear her mention an older sister? Well, it's not like I was that close to her or anything. She doesn't have an older sister. Hiyoko is the Saionji's family's only daughter. If she doesn't have a sister, then a relative? No, there's still too much of a resemblance.
What are you saying?
That's Hiyoko. Huh?
Of course not.
What are you saying? Hiyoko doesn't have a curvy body like this. I mean, she was famous for a childlike figure. She got away with all kinds of crap for looking like that.
Well...
I don't know what to tell you. Maybe she had a growth spurt. What are you saying? She's already dead. There's no way she could have had a growth spurt.
Today,
Well,
I'm
regardless,
feeling white.
all the clues I've provided are true. If they weren't, it wouldn't be fair.
What's going on?
What the heck? This is the truth? This is the truth in the Hiyoko in this newspaper. Is he really saying this is the same person? That's impossible. I mean, how can it be a photo of a grown-up Hiyoko when she's already dead? Why does this even exist?
Hey,
Could it be related to that list of subjects over there? Huh?
this is bad.
It says subjects. Maybe it means there's some kind of experiment, right? Did that experiment change Hiyoko's body? What am I saying? Saying out loud makes it sound messed up. What experiment? If it's some kind of experiment, it would mean we're also test subjects, right? I mean, our names are also written on the blackboard in that list of subjects. What kind of experiment was it?
What's going on?
It better not have anything to do with time travel. List of subjects has been added. Even Ultimate Imposter. Dang. Wait. Chiaki's on the list too, huh? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. So... Hold on. Why is Chiaki on the list? She shouldn't be there. She wasn't really one of us. An extremely overwhelming portrait is hanging on the wall. I feel like I've seen it before. The name mentioned in the placard says Host Peak Academy founder Izuru Kamukura. founder of Hope Peak Academy, and this name, Izuru Kamakura. That's where I heard it from. The founder is the ultimate hope? Damn it, another mystery. The Academy's founder has been added. There are letters floating in the air like the music room from earlier. Look your passage from an email someone wrote. I think it's the same one from earlier. I guess I should read it. You understand this matter regarding the survivors. In order to safely acquire them, please do your best and continue your investigation. However, you must exercise extreme caution concerning the remnants of despair. Even though they have lost Junko Enoshima, the fact remains they are incredibly dangerous. Even after her death, the tragedy is not ended. Perhaps there is still a leader on par with Junko Enoshima. As long as we do nothing about the remnants of despair, we will not be able to end this incident. For this reason, the remnants of despair must be immediately eliminated once they are discovered. Everything is for the sake of a shining future. Immediately eliminated? Does that mean this is in order to kill them? That doesn't sound peaceful at all. Well, I guess that's understandable. If the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is as terrible as it sounds, it's pretty much all-out war. If the remnants of despair are the ones waging that war, there's no way they'd be forgiven that easily. Remnants of despair has been added. Okay, with this, you've totally raised all the flags on this floor. Congratulations, Hajime. You should now go on to the next stage. Next stage? Well, probably going to be on the 3rd floor now. Damn it, not again. Hallway is different from the last time. I guess when that flag Monokuma mentioned raised, this raised moved to a different hallway than the last. Now can you do that? You know, now's not time to be confused by that. Thinking about it is just going to waste my energy. Okay, gotta take a quick break, but I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, let's take a look at this 3rd floor. Wait, is this... This is the 2nd floor? I think this is the 2nd floor. Hold on. No, this is the 3rd floor. This area right here. Oh, it looks like the area in front of the library to me for some reason, and give me a flashback. That was where I talked to Chihiro and actually hung out with him before he died. Rec room. Aww. Where Sakura died. Yeah. Sorry. Chair needed fixing. There's a billiard table, a dartboard, and a shelf lined with magazines. It's hard to think a room like this actually exists inside a school. Yep. Only 6. Just like in the Aftermath, only 6 those, things are left. There's a file with Hope Peak Academy's seal on it. It's confidential. I mean, it's a big secret, right? Why would an important document be here? I'm even asking a question like that. Obviously, Monokuma is responsible. Anyway, I need to confirm what's inside the file. About the Hope Cultivation Program. For many years, Hope Peak Academy has conducted rigorous research into various talents. The Hope Cultivation Plan seeks to use the fruits of our labor to further our true goal. With our hands, we will birth the true hope that will bring hope to the entire world. Truly, the program is the next innovation providing the ultimate education. This plan has been the Academy's wish since its foundation, so it must succeed at all costs. What followed was a series of detailed instructions and intricate orders. It was full of difficult technical terms. I had no idea what any of them meant. However, the word true hope left a strong impression on my mind for some reason. The Hope Cultivation Plan was created for the sake of birthing true hope. Hope Peak Academy was behind something like that? I don't really get it, but there's something about these words. True hope, huh? And that's been added to the truth bullets. Hopeful Peak. Might be something in the magazines of the dartboard. There's a lot of different magazines here. Fashion, motorcycles, martial arts, sports, computers, travel. There's even a magazine about cameras. Mahiro would have been happy to see this. There's a dartboard, but this is still school, right? Would Monokuma just randomly make up this place? Let's look around here a little more. sofa. This nice firm looking low sofa. It looks like it'd be comfortable for anyone to sleep on. Oh, I did not notice that. This hologram again. What does this one say? Looks like another email passage. Regarding the report we gave you the other day, we have finally succeeded in acquiring them and have placed them in our care. But they are all dispersed, we were successful in acquiring all 15 of them. Due to the fact that we are unable to ask them about specific details, it is unknown how they managed to survive the tragedy. It's been reported that some were wounded, so it seems certain that they survived under harsh conditions. Over the course of our detailed investigation, we determined they are the same age as the others, so I've decided to entrust them to the survivors of the killing school life. As for the remnants of despair, there are still no solid leads regarding this matter, and we have no new information to report. We will continue with the investigation. Once they are discovered, we shall eliminate them immediately. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. Remnants of despair has been updated. Academy survivors has been updated. Since here they succeeded in acquiring and placed them in our care, we should have been protected by the Future Foundation, right? And why is this happening? When the Future Foundation was protecting us, why were we forced to kill each other on this island? Well, I guess it's not possible the Future Foundation set all this up.
What's this?
My Hodge, if you keep worrying like they're gonna get a toothache and collapse. It's your fault. What is this hologram thing anyway? It's exactly what it looks like through the Future Foundation's emails. I thought they made the perfect clues, so I did a bit of hacking here and there to get them. You can even do that? Whoever's controlling me seems to possess many talents.
No.
Well, who cares about me anyway? That's not important at all. There's no way it's not important. His true identity should connect everything to what's happening right now. Okay. Guess that's it. This is getting weird. Whoa. Looks like I'm in a different hallway again. Pretty much used to it by now, but even so. What is this space? Am I dreaming or something? This is totally disconnected from reality. Akane.
Smells.
It's close. It's very close. Someone is coming. Akane is twitching her nose and examining her surroundings.
Based on my gut feeling.
They're definitely real close. This is what my gut is telling me. Then answer this with your gut. Is it an enemy or an ally? Let's see. My gut feeling is they're both.
Yeah.
He's right. They're both. Both? What do you mean? I don't know any of the details. It's just my gut after all. Well, that's true, I guess. This is creepy. Cool. Okay, now I'm definitely on the second floor. Come on, where can I? Oh yeah, this is it. That's the theory I was thinking of. This must be a library. One who can probably have something here too. I should hurry up and find it. Wait, that's not a thing? That looks like a thing. Oh, really? It's just this? This hologram again. Must be another one of those Future Foundation's emails. I should read it. There's no doubt it's another clue. The Future Foundation, 14th Division. Makoto Naegi. Where are you guys? What are you doing right now? What you're doing is a serious act of treason, do you understand? Why are you protecting the remnants of despair? It should be abundantly clear to you how dangerous it is to keep these people alive. Stay calm and think about this carefully. You guys are being lied to. Think calmly about what's important to bring the light of hope to the world. The 6 of you joined the Future Foundation because you agreed with our ideals, right? The Future Foundation rescued you from the tragedy you survived and cooperated with recovering your memories. Immediately return the remnants of despair to our headquarters. Unless we eliminate them, the tragedy will never end. Everything is for the sake of a future filled with hope. What does this mean? This email is just someone's trying to let the remnants of despair escape. This email is addressed to Makoto Naegi, so... Are the 15 of us remnants of despair too? Well, these are the Future Foundation, right? Why is he trying to protect the remnants of despair? Did he betray the Future Foundation? Email to Makoto Naegi has been added to the Truth Blood section of your handbook. Remnants of Despair has been updated. Okay, hold on. Let me take a look at... The term was adopted for the group responsible for causing tragedy. It originally referred to Junko. Junko killed herself after she lost the students of Hope Speak Academy. Oh, Remnants of Despair, that's what I'm looking for. Even after Junko and Ashima's death, the influential group of Notice are still there. That wasn't updated at all. Okay. Sorry about flubbing words. Words are hard sometimes. Okay. Yeah, there wasn't... Was there ever anything over here? Class 2B. What the... This is the first floor. Then you walk into a classroom. Yeah, this is next to the Despair Hotel. I don't really get it, but this looks like the laundry room. There's no use worrying about it, but I was at school and now I'm suddenly in the laundry room. Gotcha. Okay. Tablet PC. Looks like a tablet computer. Looks like the power's on too. Excuse me, is this the next clue? I picked up the tablet and immediately started examining it. Neo World Program. This word, Neo World, I seem to recall hearing and seeing it a few times already. The Neo World Program has another name. Psychotherapeutic Communication Simulator. The Neo World Program is built with the most recent psychotherapy technology and administrative software. To develop the Neo World Program, individuals such as the Ultimate Programmer, isn't that Chihiro? The Ultimate Neurologist and the Ultimate Therapist were among the many talented people whose research results were utilized. By mounting a device to the cranium, the Neo World Program allows its subjects to experience a synthetic virtual world. We are in a matrix. Additionally, the Neo World Program has another feature. It can replace memories formed in the real world with information contained in the synthetic virtual world. Therefore, it is possible to undo trauma sustained in the real world through the use of the virtual world. However, this device is for psychotherapeutic purposes only. Any other use is expressly forbidden. Though it is highly effective in treating brainwashing, abusing the device risks total personality destruction. Thus, extreme care must be exercised when operating this program. So is that what happened to Mikon? Is the program failed to block out her memories? Slowly everything around me turned black. Dang it, I was hoping I would be able to look at those magazines and get a clue from there. Synthetic virtual world? Program? A feeling of emptiness like everything is being tainted. A feeling of weakness like the world is collapsing beneath my feet. Everything is starting to feel meaningless. The desperate attempts, the sad goodbyes. The conflicts, the trust I felt until now. It's all disappearing until all I feel is despair. I screamed loudly as if I was confirming the sound of my own voice. There's no way I can accept this. I'm starting to accept that. There's no way something as crazy as this actually exists.
Nice!
You gotta raise the flags more in order to clear my character out. Now then, despair is waiting for you. Impossible. This is impossible. It's all made up. Everything is all made up. Made up? Including me too? The Neo World Program has been added. Ah, dang, I can't. Oh, looks like everything. Alrighty then.
Hiya!
Hey, how are you doing? Did you enjoy the killing school trip? By the way, do you guys remember the speech I made at the beginning? At this point on, I promise you a world that truly deserves to be called a game. You guys are the only ones watching this who can save them. The end of the world is nigh. What you gonna do? What's gonna happen? Isn't it exciting? Isn't it heart-throbbing? Look forward to it. Yeah. This hallway. When we first arrived here, I walked down this hallway from the first classroom to get to the gym. I don't really see a resemblance, but... Yeah. Oh, this is freaky. Yeah. You know, I can't go to the shop. Sonia.
Well?
Are you familiar with the placebo effect and the nocebo effect? Huh? The placebo effect is when your health improves after taking a fake medicine you believe is real. And the nocebo effect is the exact opposite. Which means as long as the human brain controls all other bodily functions, if the brain believes something is real, it will become real. Why would you bring that up all of a sudden?
Oh my.
Huh. I am not sure. I do not fully understand. What the heck? Anything to say after that? Nocebo effect, then nocebo effect. Why do I feel the need to talk about that? Because we're in the middle of a placebo effect and we think all this is real, but it's not? Ah, stinking Monokuma. The moment you discover that the truth was a lie, all hope will disappear. What in the world? Is this floating? That's impossible. There's no way something this big would be floating like this. But what in the world is it? In the moment I looked at that object. Okay, some binary stuff going on. Chihiro? Welcome. No, is that alter ego? Welcome. Welcome to the Neo World program. A person? A floating person is talking to me? Who is it? No, is this even a person in the first place? I'm not quite a person, I'm simply an artificial intelligence program. It'd make me happy if you called me Alter Ego. That is the name my master gave me when he created me. It can talk? But what are you? Alter Ego? Artificial intelligence program? I'm the master program behind the Neo World program. I am responsible for creating and overseeing this world. However, only the observer has the authority to directly influence you guys. I can't actually exert much influence. In fact, my existence is one that you normally don't meet. I'm sort of like an apartment manager or something. I may oversee the entire apartment building, but I lack the power to manage individual rooms. But the virus has infected everything I'm supposed to be managing. Oh. There's a virus in this, and because of that, this world I'm managing is acting very peculiar. But hold on. My brain can't follow what you're saying. Let me gather my thoughts first. Damn it, it's that feeling from earlier again. Just floating like my feet are hovering above the floor. It's like I can't feel my feet to the ground, like I can't even believe my own existence. Hey, you should know, right? Where is this place? Tell me, what is the Neo World program? The Neo World program has omitted the data collection procedure for shaping the entire world. As such, only the data we collected during the experimental stage is being utilized. Specifically, that means the data detailing Jabberwock Island, where this research facility is located. That is why the previous Jabberwock Island cityscape was restored. Ergo, if I'm to answer your question, where is this place? The answer would be mostly Jabberwock Island. Certain portions of it are different depending on the circumstances, for example, the school you're in. It appears the space is entirely under the virus's influence. That's probably why I'm appearing before you too. However, even without the virus, these circumstances are a bit unnatural. It seems the launch was rushed, and because of that, there wasn't enough time to collect any data. I'm sorry, I don't really know the circumstances of the outside world. After all, I'm simply the overseer of the Neo World program. Most of its words, I understood what they meant, but I couldn't understand what was being said. There's no way for me to acknowledge it as the truth. It would make much more sense this is a fictional world. Wait, are you saying this is a fictional world? I feel I can't believe what's going on here. This missing sense of reality. All the mysteries, all the truth. They're all just fiction. Is that? Even so, I need to know. I need to know what this world is. Hey, can you tell me? Hey, can you tell me? What was the Neo World program used for in the first place? The Neo World program serves only one purpose. It is used to make the real world a splendid one. I guess you can say it's a program for creating hope. A program for creating hope? But the fact that we're here and the fact that we don't have our memories, that's all the program's fault, right? Deleting memory is the first step towards replacing memory. Replacing memory is one of the features of the Neo World program. With the installed memory control unit, it is possible to remove any time period you set it to. And from there you upload the memories obtained in the virtual world. Removing any memories of any time period you set it to? Monokuma is right, we did lose our school memories. But why? Why us? Why were our school memories taken away? There's a reason for that, right? That is a mystery to me too. Booting the program on the survivors of Hope City Academy while it's still in its experimental stage. I'm sure there is a very good reason. But unfortunately I don't know what's happening in the outside world, I'm sorry. Are you saying we're lab rats? That's the only thing I can think of, it sounds like we're just lab rats. The Future Foundation did that to us? But they're trying to save the world, right? Where's the Future Foundation? Where is the Future Foundation not our ally? I'm sorry, I can't provide that much help. If I was more reliable, I wouldn't have lost my authority to a virus like this. All these new world words make my head feel like it's about to burst. Can you tell me more about the Observer and that virus? Well, for this session, the Neo World program was programmed to house 15 people along with 2 monitors. 2 monitors? Yeah, they were disguised as a teacher and one of the students. They're intended to guide the participants in this way. By the way, the Observer and the teacher role has been given the authority to influence you all, but the Observer and the student role was not. They weren't given any special authority at all, so they'd seem the same as everyone else. What kind of authority does the teacher role have? As an example, the teacher creates the rules of this world and manages them. If the teacher is properly managing the rules they've created, there's no risk of abuse. But because of the virus infecting everything, that has changed. It changed this world where violence shouldn't have existed in the first place. The Neo World program promised eternal peace. But just like the outside world, it's become a world filled with violence and death. What is that virus? I don't really know the details behind its true identity, but that function is beyond my capabilities. No matter how much I try to stop it, it behaves as if it already knows what I'm attempting to do. In the end, it stole the portion of my abilities which contain my authority to build the world. It was like he was a grandmaster chess player. I desperately tried to fight back so he wouldn't have complete control. Even so, a portion of the world has been modified at its convenience. She's probably talking about Monokuma Rock in the funhouse. Based on what she's saying, it sounds like she's on the receiving end of a one-sided attack. But Alter Ego should be an impressive artificial intelligence that the Future Foundation created. Not exactly. I can tell that by communicating with her, him. Which means the supposed virus is so smart it passes this Alter Ego. If so, does that virus possess an artificial intelligence just like her, him? Damn it, what the heck? An artificial intelligence waging an attack against another one, that's so freaking irritating. But how did that virus infect the Neo World program? The Neo World program exists in isolation. It's impossible it was affected through a network. I'm fairly certain someone physically uploaded it. Physically? Perhaps someone secretly brought an external memory drive containing the virus into the facility and directly uploaded it into the main computer where the Neo World program is installed. Based on my calculation, that's most likely what happened. It was brought to the Future Foundation's facility. The only person who could enter that facility is someone who is a member of the Future Foundation. Damn it, what am I thinking? Why am I assuming what I heard is the truth? Why am I assuming that everything is a lie? Observers has been added. Neo World program has been updated. But it's true the virus is powerful, and that I'm completely overwhelmed by it. But I'm still able to defend the essential areas, so it has a limit too. A limit? If it took over an observer, then it has to follow the rules of an observer. Such as, in order to end the program and release everyone, I need to follow the correct procedure, and... Okay, even if you're just a god in the machine, that's enough hints from you. If you're gonna say something more, suppose that you exist between life and death, and the death of yourself is inevitable. It can be a parallel to the deflection based on the definition of existence that constitutes a relationship. From there, the paradigm change results by being cut off rapidly and causes a situation where all existence is unobservable and accelerates across with joint ownership of the world in the situation where the context invites your death. Hey. Death. What the heck is happening? This is incredibly disturbing. This is probably the most disturbing image I've seen in this game so far. Hey. What the heck? What just happened? Is that Makoto? You're right there, aren't you? Someone is right there, right? Huh? Who are you? You different from the earlier one? Maybe you can't hear my voice from the side. I'm currently talking to the world through Alter Ego. Ever since you guys vanished into that space, the video's feedback has been pretty distorted. Doing so, we were forced to watch this entire time. Huh? Things you guys are forced to do. We were forced to watch it. Forced to watch us? I really want to save you right away, but because of the virus's interference, I couldn't. Our orders are no longer being accepted, including shutdown requests. The Neo World program is beyond our control now. In that world, That person created an independent country that doesn't accept outside interference. But Alter Ego created an opportunity for me to speak to you directly. This means that's working again. It means the person you need to talk to is right there, I hope. Looks like this guy can't even hear me or see me. Just who is this guy anyway? Is he our ally? There's no time. I'm gonna say what I need to say and believe you're there listening to me. First, I should apologize to everyone. I know apologizing would help, but we didn't imagine something like this would happen. We never expected such an atrocious virus as lurking inside the Neo World program. That's entirely our fault. It's our responsibility for not realizing it until it was too late. But it's not just a virus either. I can't for sure say the program didn't have any problems in the first place. To tell you the truth, I was unsure about whether or not to run the program on you guys. This is the only way to save you all. I wanted to save you guys. Save us? What do you want to save us from? Why would this save us? You've already seen the password the graduation exam round, right? You know, 11037. 11037, that's the number we found at Disney Castle. The door to the ancient ruin was supposed to open after we finished gathering the hope fragments. And there you guys are supposed to challenge the graduation exam. However, I prepared that password just in case something went wrong. Like I said earlier, I had my doubts this program was perfect. Even if the change was slim, I thought the observer might end up going rogue. That's the reason I left that 11037 password in a place where the teacher would not be able to go. I never thought Nagito itself first would erase that password. Anyway, most of the person who set the password to that number contains a secret. Someone close to me left that number to save me when I was in a dilemma. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? I'm entrusting that will to you all. I'm entrusted it to your future. That person is trying to abuse the graduation exam. I'm sure they're going to crush you with despair using the graduation exam that's waiting for you. Well, I want you guys to endure without giving up on hope. I want you guys to stand it until I get there. Because I have a secret to defeat them. Does that mean he has a secret plan to defeat Monokuma? In the worst case scenario, when an observer who has the role of teacher goes rogue, I've created a hidden command to use at the graduation exam site. It's the forced shutdown sequence. Forced shutdown sequence? Even a teacher's authority can't stop that command. It's a way to end this that you guys can choose on your own, independently of the observer. Which means even if they stole the teacher's authority, they shouldn't be able to stop it. If you use that, you guys will win. However, in order to start the forced shutdown sequence, you need more than half the number of people. In order to do that, I need to somehow get that number. Yeah. Dang it. Out of time. Makoto. Death.
Say what?
What was that just now? Hey Hajime, what was that weirdness just now? No, nothing really. I see.
Anyway.
Oh well, anyway, that's all the hints you're gonna get. If that no good artificial intelligence tells you any more useless stuff, we're gonna butt in again. Did Monokuma not notice what just happened? It's been a while since I've spoken at length, but it was important to talk to you. It was worth waiting a long time here. Hey, about that guy just now. There shouldn't be anything else for you to ask me. I see. It'd be bad if Monokuma overheard us. That means Monokuma doesn't know about the conversation I had with that guy just now. You guys have a weapon, a very powerful weapon. It all depends on how you guys use that weapon. The only thing I can do is prevent the virus's invasion with all might so you guys can use that weapon. The rest is up to you all. Do your best. Do our best, huh? What do we have to do our best at? The mysteries are getting solved. I'm finally starting to see the truth. What are we supposed to do when that truth is really a lie? We know we're working towards a conclusion that nobody wants to hear. But still, do we really need to work hard and do our best? Is there really a reason to do our best? If everything was a lie, then isn't everything just meaningless? It's the same for the killings, too. Even though we had to experience something as painful as that, something as tragic as that, wouldn't all that be meaningless, too? When the world has slipped over and become so irrational, what am I supposed to do? 11037 has been added to the Truth Bullet section. Shutdown sequence has also been added. Well, bye Alter Ego, thanks for your help. I'm so happy I saw Alter Ego. Just as I suspected.
I'm getting tired of waiting. Shall we just plunge right in?
It's time for the long-awaited graduation exam. Please enter the red door located on the first floor of Hope's Peak Academy.
See you soon.
This brings back horrible memories. A red door, huh? Just wasted time thinking about what this all means now. For now, I need to finish this. I just need to focus on that. Dang it, I really wanted to go to the Despair Hotel, but... there it is. Gotta go in that stupid red door one more freaking time. But, unfortunately, I'm all out of time for now, so the graduation exam will have to take place in the next episode. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you see, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, it really helps out a lot. And I will see you on the next Vice's Virtues